What is up, fellow nerds, and welcome back to the Dapper Snapper Gaming channel, and welcome back to MemeGC. Now, it is almost December, and so that's why you see this hat here. And so I am bringing a small present for you guys, I guess. You all have been asking me to do some Regigigas stuff with Wheezing because I've been told that this is the next big thing, right? This is the next big wave. And so I thought that this team right here is going to be one of the best ones to try out. This is built by Lexicon VGC, otherwise known as Alex Underhill. He is an amazing VGC player. He used this to get to top 8 in the Players Cup 2, and so this team has done really, really well in tournament, and so I wanted to give it a try. So of course all of his links will be down in the description, as well as a poke paste for this, and then the team code will be at the very end if you want to try this yourself. So it's a really cool team with Wheezing and Regigigas. Basically, Neutralizing Gas gets rid of Slow Start on Regigigas. Slow Start being one of the worst abilities in the game, which it cuts your attack and speed in half for 5 turns. The only problem with this strat here is that if Wheezing gets knocked out, then Slow Start begins, and so you have to then wait 5 turns for it to activate. Now, they did give Regigigas access to Protect in this generation, and so that actually helps a lot. It did not have access to Protect or Rest or anything like that before, and so now it does, so that's pretty awesome. It's still somewhat underwhelming, especially after the power creep that is the Ultra Beasts, but it's still a very, very good mon. We have a Rotom Heat. In the back, we saw just how good Rotom Heat is last week. It put in a ton of work. We've got Tapu Fini. We've seen just how strong Tapu Fini can be. That thing's a monster. Choice Bandit or Shifu, which hits like a truck, and then Regilecky. Regilecky being there for our speed control. So we've got Electro Web, which comes out really, really fast, and then Urshifu comes and just takes KOs really, really quickly. So we may not always bring Regigigas, but if we bring Regigigas, Wheezing is always coming, and so it's pretty cool. It throws off opponents a lot. It causes people to forget that their abilities are turned off, so it can work out. I personally don't think that this strat is all that strong, but I mean, Alex also took this to top 8 in Players Cup 2, so there's got to be something to it, right? So let's go ahead and jump into game 1 and see what all the hype's about. Match number 1 of the day, and we have a Galarian Articuno as well as a Trick Room core on the opposing team, so this looks interesting. As far as Wheezing Regigigas, that's always the first thing I will when I look at this team, is seeing just how good that core is, and honestly it looks pretty good. It's a little tough with the Intimidate coming off of the Urshifu, or coming off of the Incineroar rather, but we have Tapu Fini, which completely shuts that down. Tapu Fini actually looks super good in this match, so we're definitely bringing that. I honestly think that we could bring Wheezing Regigigas and get away with it. Glastrier is going to take some hits pretty well, but besides that, not a lot will. Let's see. It won't get any kind of attack boosts. We have Taunt on Wheezing as well to stop the Trick Room, and there's no redirection, so that should be good. Tapu Fini is definitely coming, and then in the last slot, I don't think Regilecky is coming here. It does a decent amount of damage, but the Mamoswine isn't great. We have Tapu Fini for Mamoswine though as well. I think Rotom is just a better all-around bring though. I think we leave Urshifu and Regilecky in the back, even though Urshifu is quite good in this match. It completely destroys a lot of his team, so it could have been a good bring, but I think that we brought the optimal mons here. So make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. We are on the road to 200 subs by the end of the year, and I think we can get there. I just need your help with that. So thank you all again for watching. Let's go ahead and we go ahead and see Dusclops Glastrier. Okay, that is totally fine. So turn 1, I think we go ahead and taunt the Dusclops, and turn 2, we burn the Glastrier. So I think that that's totally fine. There's no redirection or anything, and I don't think that there's any way for you to stop me doing this. So I'm gonna go ahead and just Max Strike into the Glastrier, and that should be about our optimal play here at the beginning. So let's see how much we are gonna do to a Glastrier here. Let's assume max HP. Okay, I mean, it's not gonna KO, but it's gonna do a good chunk. Yeah, definitely not a KO, but it does a decent amount of damage. It does a decent amount of damage. So let's see what my opponent wants to go for here. The immediate Dynamax is kind of interesting, but we're gonna burn it next turn. So that's gonna be just fine. Max Guard, that's actually totally fine. Yeah, that's actually totally fine because we're gonna be able to stop the Trick Room here and then burn it next turn before it even gets to move once. So that Max Guard is totally fine with me. Yeah, that's fine. So next we're gonna Will-O-Wisp on the Glastrier because I want that to be taking a bunch of damage. And we're just gonna Max Strike here as well. So yeah, that Max Guard actually is probably about as good as the first turn could have gone, because then there's no damage on our Weezing, our Sash is still intact, no Trick Room. I think that's about as well as turn one could have gone, so works out, I like that. And we go ahead and get the Max Strike off, going for an offensive move here. All right, almost a 2-hit KO. Actually, it might be a 2-hit KO after Will-O-Wisp, although with the Dynamax damage being slightly less, it might, it looks slightly out of range, unfortunately. We do see a Max Quake here. That's going to definitely hurt our Weezing, but does not KO it, and we are also not in Seismic Toss range. So I think we're good there. We might see a Brick Break to self-activate Weakness Policy, but if so, that goes ahead and Nightshades into Regigigas. Okay, that's probably a misclick. So that's fine. That's fine. Now, do I protect Weezing here? I think I do. I think I click Protect there, and then Max Strike Glastrier again. We could predict another Max Guard out of Glastrier, but I don't really think that my opponent gets a whole lot out of that. Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and Protect here to attempt to survive. We may not, but get another Max Strike off here. Not gonna be quite enough. So maybe Sludge Bomb was the play there. Maybe Sludge Bomb was the play. Although I really don't think that that was ever going to be enough. My opponent actually going into Regigigas this time. That's not going to do very much damage since it's burned. So yeah, that Will-O-Wisp turn one, or turn two rather, has been super, super valuable for us in shutting this Glastrier down. Nightshade going into the Protect, so that is totally fine by me. And actually we probably would have gone down to, no, we would have had 5 HP left. Yeah, we would have had 5 HP left. So Dusclops shakes off the taunt, but we can just taunt it again. That's fine. Glastier's going to go Shrinky Boy, and so we can go for anything on that. Not really concerned about it. So we're gonna have to re-taunt this Dusclops. I don't want any kind of shenanigans going on. And then, what do you have in the back? Just in case you... I mean, you just sack this, right? Yeah, so we're just gonna taunt this. And just high horsepower into Glastrier. I definitely do not want to Giga Impact here, because I don't want to be resting next turn. And plus we only need to do like 3 damage. So that is not the play at all. So neither of us really got a whole lot of value out of our Dynamax here. Glastrier goes for Protect. That checks out. But I mean, if you're going for Trick Room again, then it doesn't really matter. And if you have Will-O-Wisp on Dusclops, you definitely would have shown it by now, I feel like. Yeah, just goes for the Nightshade. Okay, so we're gonna go down to Hail here. So both of our leads just kind of did nothing, pretty much. Neutralizing Gas wears off, and we begin our slow start timer, which is unfortunate. And Glastrier actually goes down to burn, so we both lose a Mon this turn. Mine being my defensive but enabling Mon, and in my opinion, I think that he lost something of value much more than I did. I can go ahead and protect on this next turn if I feel it's necessary. And goes into Incineroar. Actually, I feel like we could switch out here. But we definitely went into the right mon. I really don't think that I need to worry about Dusclops, like, at all. It just doesn't seem valuable here. Yeah, Regigigas is somewhat useless here. So that's, you know, that's a thing. But I think that we can just go ahead and actually not go for Protect here and just double into Incineroar. Regigigas is immune to Nightshade, and so, you know, my opponent can go for the Trick Room next turn, you know, once he snaps out, but I mean, there's not as much value in it anymore. And for being at half attack, that's not too bad, right? That's not too bad. And you still can't do that. You've done that twice now. It's fine, it's fine. This hail is rather annoying though. But so we're just gonna go for the same play again. I don't think there's any reason for me to predict at this point. I think it's a pretty safe play to just click Muddy Water and High Horsepower into the Incineroar. I really don't think that Dusclops has Will-O-Wisp, and even if he did, it's a little late because now we've set terrain. So I think we're just fine. I think we're just fine. You know, it may depend on what's in the back. What's in the back may cause some issues. But right now, while you're not really doing any damage, Regigigas is just charging up for later. That might be in range of hail, actually. Never mind. It's no longer in range of hail. Not even gonna be close. But next turn, it should go down next turn, so that's fine. Yeah, it should go down next turn, so that's fine. That's fine. We're doing a lot of damage to ourselves here. Parting Shot, that's fine. Regigigas really isn't the star of the show right now. Tapu Fini is kind of carrying at this point. So you go ahead and do that. Goes into his own Tapu Fini. That's actually fine, and misses the Nightshade on my Tapu Fini. That could be a little problematic actually. For him. So honestly, like now, I don't think that Regigigas is really doing anything. He just seems like kind of dead weight. I don't have any way to prevent Trick Room now, but I think I'm just gonna double Fini here. I just kind of want to knock out everything except Dusclops, and then I can deal with Dusclops at the end. I'm not super worried about it. Yeah, I mean, maybe my opponent can stall me out, but I really don't see how my opponent does that. Goes for Calm Mind. I mean, yeah, but I also have a Rotom in the back. And if you let this Regigigas get out of Slow Start, then it's not gonna work out for you. Yeah. So after another Moonblast, that'll KO next time. At least outside of Slow Start. So the hail stops. That's good. So has that been 3 or 4 turns? That is the question. It does not tell me. Yeah, it doesn't say. So I'm gonna actually... I could get in a Calm Mind War here. I kind of want to double protect, but I'm also a little worried about the Tapu Fini doing anything. Okay, so Tapu Fini actually protects. So we're gonna take a Nightshade here. But it's another... Okay, Trick Room. Really not that big of a deal, I don't think. At least not now. It would have been at the beginning, but it's not now. So we should either get our Slow Start back this turn or next turn. Got its act together. All right. So I'm going to Calm Mind. and Giga Impact the Tapu Fini. That is what I'm doing. At this range, I should actually knock it out. Nightshade could have protected there. Goes for Muddy Water. Misses Regigigas. Ooh, that could be crucial. I don't think you're knocking out Finny here ever, but still, that just confirms that we're not gonna miss, hopefully. Hopefully. Dapper Snapper luck is a thing, and where I can miss, I definitely will. But so let's go Regigigas, not even needing the Dynamax and just going and picking up KOs. Let's go. You can't sleep on him now. Like, he's doing all right now. Let's go. That's the thing, they ignored him, but you can't exactly do that now because he just kind of wins. So all that's left is the Incineroar. So I think I'm going to protect on Finny and let Regigigas just sit there and do nothing. Yep, and that stalls out a turn of the Trick Room. Dusclops can only touch my Finny here, so don't really care about that. And if you knock out Regigigas at this point, it really doesn't matter. So we should be just fine. Fake out onto that. I couldn't move that turn anyway, so that's fine. And Nightshade in to protect. Alright, cool. That's fine. It's just some free lefties recovery, and Incineroar really can't touch me. So we've still got some more Trick Room to go, but I think we'll be alright if we just double into Incineroar every time. I don't think there's any way that Dusclops wins here. So we're gonna Muddy Water. That we will also be doing damage to the Dusclops. I'm just gonna Nasty Plot here, actually. I don't think there's any kind of damage that you can really do to me. Yeah, I've said this before and been wrong, but I don't see how my opponent wins this. I think that I can outstall him. Okay, so Nightshade goes into Finny. We do live. Flare Blitz also into Finny. Okay, so knocks out Finny. Could have gone for the double there, but I don't think I would have gotten a whole lot out of that. Especially since really all I have to do is knock out Incineroar. It's already eaten its berry. We still have one more turn of Trick Room, right? One more turn? Yeah, so now we just protect to stall out that final turn. That way I can take out Incineroar without taking any damage. Yeah, Pain Split, don't want to take that. Flare Blitz, don't want to take that. Okay. So now I can just knock out Incineroar, no problem. Shouldn't have Protect, I wouldn't think. If it has Fake Out, it probably doesn't have Protect. So yeah, this should be fine. And Dusclops almost never carries Protect. I haven't seen a Dusclops with Protect in a very, very long time. It's just not something they run. So this should be a win, I think. I've been wrong before. So T-Bolt, knock out his offensive threat. And then we can just sit in front of Dusclops and Nasty Plot to +6. Even if you Trick Room, it really doesn't matter. Yeah, that doesn't matter at all. So yeah, 1v1, we'll take this. Click T-Bolt so we don't lower our special attack here. And still not gonna forfeit. I mean, if we get into a Pain Split war, I can just Nasty Plot and Protect to stall out Trick Room. Okay, that's not really doing that much, actually. So we're gonna Nasty Plot again. I don't care. I'll Nasty Plot right in your face. I mean, okay, that's fine. I'll Nasty Plot here. I'll Protect next turn. I just want to stall out the Trick Room a little bit. Totally fine. I don't care to stall this one out. I really don't. My opponent might be trying to play to Timer, which would be a little scummy. Okay, it doesn't seem like it. My opponent would have taken a lot longer to move. Haze, that's a problem. Okay, yeah, haze is an issue. So you know how I said I don't see how we lose this? I now see how we lose this. Yep, I now very clearly see how we lose this. Okay, so now it might have to go to timer, actually. So Twisted Dimensions return to normal. Do we click Overheat here? I think so. We need some more power. Oh, it's not quite enough. Do you Pain Split here? Nope, just Trick Room? Okay. Interesting. Yeah, there's still 4 minutes left. I guess 2 minutes on the total timer. I don't see how we win this now, actually, because I think he can stall us out with Pain Splits. So protect here. Pain Split, yep. Makes sense. Nasty Plot here to get back to neutral. Yeah, that haze may have cost us the game, actually. Well, can we knock out with Overheat from there? I don't know if we can. Just gonna Nasty Plot there. Protect again. Yeah, I've just got to stall out this Trick Room. I know this is the most riveting gameplay that you've seen in a very long time, obviously. Am I in range of... I am not. Alright. We're clicking Overheat and hoping that it kills. We're 4 HP above 50, so we won't go down to Nightshade. Can we KO with Overheat? That's the question. Oh no. Oh, it came down to that. Oh no, wait. Trick Room ends. We win. Trick Room ends. I'm going for Thunderbolt because I don't want to miss. I will miss an Overheat there. Wow. We almost lost that. We almost lost that after all that time. But yeah, there is... I thought there was one more turn of Trick Room. And if there had been, I don't think we would have won. But GG to my opponent. Very close game. That definitely could have gone in my opponent's favor. But good game to Wally. I like it. It worked out. I don't think that was the most useful way to use Regigigas. I feel like Regigigas has more value to give. We definitely could have led differently. If Rotom had been our Dynamax option, I think we could have done a lot of work. But it's all good. We're going to see in game 2. Match number 2, and we also see a Weezing. So we've got some delaying of the abilities on there. But I don't see what ability you're trying to get rid of on that team. So it might not actually be neutralizing gas. As far as Regigigas goes, you know, we've got Ice Punch for the Rillaboom and the Regigigas, which is pretty interesting to see. Ice also hits the Galarian Moltres really hard. I don't know how much we do to that though. Probably not enough, if I were to guess. Yeah, no bulk, we still don't KO. Which could be an issue, because that's just activating a policy. Which could be a problem. Urshifu, how does Urshifu look here? Urshifu kind of struggles too. Regigigas could be decent, but again, Regigigas is a thing. So... what do I want to do here? Let's go Weezing Regigigas. Let's bring Regigigas in the back. I think it'll be really good as far as having speed control. It gives us something for Moltres. And then... Urshifu? Yeah, I think so. This one could be a little rough. This one could be a little bit rough. My opponent's team seems really, really threatening, actually. And a little scared. I'm a little scared. It's got a lot of different coverage on it. It covers a lot of options. So I like the team. I like my opponent's team. So we see Indeedee female and Cinderace. So, So Libero is going to not activate here. So we can't burn it once it turns into a fighting type. So that's a little unfortunate. We can taunt the Indeedee, but then the Indeedee can just go for Expanding Force. So this is quite the predicament that we are in here. So I think I'm going to protect with Wheezing, expecting an Expanding Force. And we're going to Max Quake into Cinderace. We know it has to stay a fire type no matter what it does. So I think we should live the turn. After that, I'm not so sure. Let me see here. Yeah, Max Knuckle does not KO. Max Quake has a chance. Yeah, Max Quake has a chance, not in our favor, unfortunately, but Max Knuckle is not a 2-hit KO on us. But with Expanding Force, it kind of changes things. So we'll see what my opponent wants to go for. If my opponent went for Follow Me, that could be really good for my opponent. We get the Protect here. Alright, so Max Strike, actually, into the Wheezing. Okay, so no Follow Me, though, and that's a good call, then. Because otherwise we could have been in a little bit of trouble there. And so every bit of damage you do to yourself raises my chances of KOing. Can we KO here? We can, let's go. All right, Cinderace out of the way, turn one. We are at -1 speed, which is not the best, but then again, this is one of his fastest mons on the team. Actually, I'm pretty sure it was his fastest mon on the team. So actually the speed drop may not be a huge deal. Yep, and there's the Expanding Force. Okay, so that's a good first turn. We will take an Expanding Force, or no, we won't. Okay, because we took out the terrain hasn't been activated because of Neutralizing Gas. See, I'm forgetting things too. It's fine, it's fine. So now what do we want to do here? I think we have to taunt here into the Regigigas. Or do we taunt? I think we taunt Regigigas no matter what. Because I don't want to get Will-O-Wisped. And if it gets redirected, it gets redirected. Yeah, and I'm going to Hailstorm Regigigas as well. Okay, so we do not see redirection at all. We just see another Expanding Force, I'm assuming. And it did not quite go down. Sludge Bomb, I don't think Sludge Bomb would have taken it out there, even if I had doubled into it, unfortunately. Oh yeah, definitely not after a berry. No, that's not, that wouldn't have worked. Okay, so we see the Expanding Force. That's probably gonna KO Wheezing. Does not. Okay. We get the taunt off here, so I'm just hoping to not see any kind of super cheeky business here. And we just see a Body Press. We can live that pretty comfortably. If only we were Weakness Policy. There is no Weakness Policy on this team, which is kind of crazy, right? In mainstream VGC right now, Weakness Policy is just everywhere. And yet there is no Weakness Policy on this team, so I think that's kind of nuts. But that's just me. So we're gonna lose Wheezing here anyway. I guess we could Protect again. It's kind of obvious, but it's also really safe. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do, is Protect Wheezing. Does Regigigas have Protect as well? That's the question. Because if it does, then that's super clutch. Just goes for Follow Me. Alright, that checks out. That checks out. We're gonna get another Hailstorm off though, so that works out. And it's gone. Okay, so we pick up 2 KOs with Regigigas in the first 3 turns, which I am a fan of. And then Body Press. We take another one of those, that's perfect. So what is your last Pokemon? We still have Regigigas and Weezing. Not very healthy, unfortunately, but still alive. And that's something, right? Also, would we be able to... Wait. I'm trying to think how Regigigas' ability, or his ability works. Can I steal his ability? So I'm gonna Will-O-Wisp into Rillaboom. Although it probably tries to KO Regigigas, right? So we protect Regigigas. I'm gonna protect Regigigas. This might be the wrong play, but I have a feeling it's gonna be a Grassy Glide into the Regigigas slot, just to try to prevent a KO. And if we can burn this, then we're gonna be in a pretty decent position, I feel like. So Grassy Glide into... No, just goes for the high horsepower. Wow. Could have just taken the free KO onto the Rillaboom, unfortunately. So that kind of sucks. That kind of sucks. So slow start begins. Yeah, there's the grassy terrain. And what does the Regigigas go for here? Body press into the protect. Okay, that checks out. So we called it wrong. If we had protected Weezing right there, we could have been in a good spot. Kept Weezing around and sacked Regigigas. Gone into something better. But I think it's alright. I think it's alright. We do have a choice-banded Urshifu in the back, which kind of goes nuts here. Regieleki is not helpful, unfortunately. But we do have the Urshifu. We could go Regieleki just to start wearing down the Rillaboom, but I don't think there's really much value in that. I think we go Urshifu just to force the option. Yeah, I think this is what we do. So I'm gonna Wicked Blow into this, and Ice Punch into the Regigigas. So there's the Grassy Glide into the Regigigas. Now it takes the KO. Unfortunate. And we're gonna get Wicked Blow into the Rillaboom. It's gonna do a big chunk of damage. Wow, that is nice damage. Body Press, this is gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt, but it's not gonna KO. Okay, so I definitely see how we could lose this. I definitely am seeing how we could lose this. Sucker Punch could have been a good play if two of those KO'd, but I don't think that would have won us the game. The problem is the Regigigas, right? If all I have is Regieleki around, then Regigigas just wins, right? And I can't switch moves. So we're gonna try to knock that out. Yeah, so my opponent just kind of wins here. All my opponent has to do is just not let Regieleki go down. As Rillaboom protects, actually that's fine, because we switch targets. So that's actually a game-losing play right there. Yeah, that's a game-losing play. There was no good thing about protecting there. Like, nothing good about protecting there. Okay, so I take his Wandering Spirit, I don't really care. Yeah, there was no reason to protect there because you had to take out Urshifu. Yeah, so my opponent just choked. My opponent choked right there super hard. My opponent had that. Just Grassy Glide into the Urshifu. I take the Rillaboom out with the Regieleki, and you just win. So yeah, big choke for my opponent, unfortunately, but we take those. We do take those. Yeah, I'm rather confused by the Protect play, but Urshifu's gonna go down here. Give the Wandering Spirit back, not that that really matters. It's fine, it's fine. And then T-Bolt. And take out the Rillaboom. So, GG to my opponent. Unfortunately, that was a choke. I really think my opponent should have had that one. I definitely I definitely misplayed those last few turns. Definitely could have played that a little bit better. But sometimes that's just your win condition, is your opponent messing up. You definitely don't want to play to that win condition, but it happens sometimes. And so that's just an example. Like I said, he shouldn't have protected there because he doesn't gain anything by it, because him trying to preserve the Rillaboom doesn't do anything, because I would have gone through his protect anyway, because I didn't have Wandering Spirit yet. So I would have KO'd the Rillaboom, and me KOing Rillaboom there was the worst thing I could have done, because then I just get taken out and Regigigas can't touch the Regigigas. So unfortunate misplay by my opponent, but luckily we were able to play to our outs there, get a little bit lucky with our opponent choking, and it works out. So let's get one more battle for today. Last match of the day, and we have a lot of electricity going on here. We've got Metagross, there's a bunch of different things that Regigigas is strong against. Regigigas has a super effective move for literally everything on the team. That's kind of nuts. We do have to be careful bringing Rotom because of Volt Absorb. That's a thing. And if we don't take out Landorus with Ice Punch, then we could be in some trouble. The Intimidate is a little concerning. I'm kind of considering Regigigas in the back, but I also don't know how easy that's going to be to get set up at the end of the game. That seems a little difficult to do. I don't think Regigigas comes here. It just loses to too many things, unfortunately. And there's two things that are immune to it entirely, so I don't really like that. As far as Tapu Fini and Urshifu, I think Urshifu is the bring. It's tough with the 2 flying types, but I think we can get through it. 3 flying types, actually. But I think we can get through it. Yeah, I think this is what we do. Maybe. We'll see. It's going to be a tough game 3, I think. The double Genie plus Zapdos is very interesting to see for sure. You know, I mean, we could have brought Regigigas, maybe Regigigas Weezing? Okay, Whimsicott Thundurus. Yeah, I mean, Regigigas Weezing would have actually been fine here, because we would have ignored the Volt Absorb and could have gotten Electrowebs off to slightly counteract the incoming Tailwind. But so Thundurus Incarnate, or Thundurus Therian rather. Yeah, I mean, we can max Hailstorm here. I kind of want to just attack into both of them. Not really do too much predicting here, because I mean, we're going to see a Tailwind here, and we don't really have a way to stop it. And we can actually take the Whimsicott out turn 1 with a combination of Hail and taking it down to its Sash. So, I mean, that's 1 Mon out of the way, and a good chunk of damage onto the Thundurus. The other option... So we don't see a Dynamax at all here, actually. Which guarantees the KO, actually. As long as we don't get, like, fully paralyzed or anything. Breaking his Whimsicott's own Sash. Interesting. Okay. So I was going to say it could have been good to go for Max Strike to lower the speed, but we're going to take a double KO here anyway. So I don't think that would have... It wouldn't have made much of a difference. The only difference would have been there would have been no Hail. But so yeah, we're going to take a double KO here, which is great. If Landorus comes in, it can't intimidate us. So that's a thing. At least it can't until Weezing is gone. We're definitely protecting Weezing next turn, but I have a feeling it's going to go down anyway. Okay, Metagross comes out. That's a little scary. And Landorus. Yeah, those are the 2 scariest mons. Okay, so who do you max here? It's probably Metagross, right? I would think. And everything's faster than us. I think Weezing goes down here no matter what. We might as well try to get a burn on Metagross. but I don't think that there's really anything we can do. So as far as what we have in the back, we have Rotom and Urshifu. So I want to get rid of this Landorus. Yeah, I want to get rid of Landorus, and I think we see a max on the Metagross now. It could be Landorus, but I have a feeling it's going to be Metagross. Metagross makes a little bit more sense to me. No, it is actually Landorus. Okay. I mean, neither was a bad choice here. I mean, at all. Neither was a bad choice. So we see the Airstream probably into Weezing. No, actually into Regigigas, so we will take that. So I guess we could have protected there. So gonna get another speed boost, not that they really need it. Meteor Mash, it's going to miss Regigigas. That could be a problem for my opponent. That could be bad. Because we just KO Landorus because we are not intimidated, so that's unfortunate. That's extremely unfortunate. Would that miss have mattered? I want to see. So, Metagross, let's say worst case scenario, you're choice banded. Could you have done... it was a roll. It was a roll to do that much. Wow. We were at 132, let's say. It was a 50-50. Wow. It came down to a 50-50 there as to whether that KO'd or not. And that would have happened before I knocked out Landorus. Wow. That really stinks. I'm very sorry to my opponent. I'm going to protect here. I don't really do anything except for enable the Regigigas. That's unfortunate. But we're gonna protect here just in case my opponent went for me. Probably didn't, but it's not like there's anything I can do about it anyway. Goes for Ice Punch so he doesn't miss. Yeah, that sucks. That really sucks. But works out for us. We go ahead and take out the Metagross there. And that's gonna be all for today's episode. So Regigigas coming out, actually. 3 wins. Had to stall out game 1. And then from there it went decently well. Choked game 2. And then this game went about as well as it could have gone. We didn't lose a single mon, so that was really, really cool. So GG to all of my opponents, and of course, make sure to check out the team's creator down in the description below. All of his links are down there, as well as the Poke Paste, and then right here is the rental code if you want to try it out for yourself. So I hope you guys have an amazing week. We will see you back on Wednesday for an awesome Wi-Fi battle, and I got some pretty cool stuff for that week, and I'm already planning next week's too, and I'm excited for that. A lot of really cool stuff coming up in the next few weeks, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss anything in the future, and I hope to see you then. So have a great week. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.